More on this, I'm joined by our international affairs editor, Philip Turle. Hello to you, Philip. First of all, tell us why Turkey is such an important player.
Okay, three important reasons for this. The first one is on the Black Sea deal to ship grain out of Ukraine to the rest of the world. Second one is to try to secure Ukraine's future membership of NATO. That is something that's very important. And the third one is to get weapons. Okay, the Black Sea Grain Initiative. This is it. Started in July 2022. The whole point of this deal was to allow grain to come out of Ukraine despite the war to replenish the world's food market. It led to a sharp increase in food prices when the war broke out because there were fears this grain would not be getting out of Ukraine. After this deal was signed, negotiated by Turkey with Ukraine, Russia and the United Nations, then there was a lowering of the food prices, and the grain was getting to Africa and the Middle East, so a huge relief on the part of everybody. It's been renewed 3 times since being originally validated for 120 days, but it now is due to expire on the 17th of July. And the big question is, will Russia renew it? Russia is saying for 3 reasons it doesn't want to. First of all, because it says the accord is undercutting its own grain supplies. Second reason is because it says it wants sanctions lifted, Western sanctions imposed on Russia as a result of the war. Third reason, it says a lot of the grain coming out is not even getting to the countries that need it. It's being taken by the West, and that is something they don't agree with. Of course, none of that has been verified independently, these Russian claims. So at the moment, that is what is going to be the big discussion point today between Volodymyr Zelensky and Erdogan, the Turkish president. It looks as though Russia may give in at the last minute because it doesn't want to get on the wrong footing with its allies in the region that are dependent on that grain, but it's putting up a bit of a fight between now and then. It looks like Erdogan may have to intervene to try to work out some kind of an agreement.
On Thursday, Zelensky was in Bulgaria. Why was this visit kept secret?
Okay, second point. Zelensky wants weapons. Bulgaria is a major manufacturer of weapons, small weapons manufacturer, but a big weapons manufacturer in the European Union. But Bulgaria is, and has always been, a bit difficult as far as its relations with Ukraine are concerned, because many of the political parties there are much more pro-Russian. They don't want Zelensky in the country. They didn't even want Zelensky to give a speech. They didn't want Zelensky's foreign minister, Dmitry Kuleba, to come to the country. That has changed since the recent elections on July the 6th, because now there is a pro-Ukrainian prime minister in charge, Nikolai Denkov, in Bulgaria. So that means that Zelensky has come away with 2 things. First of all, support for NATO membership from Bulgaria, which is already in NATO, and the pledge that weapons will be shipped to the country. Not everything he wants, but quite a lot. So good news for Zelensky as he now heads into the talks at the moment today with Recep Tayyip Erdogan in Istanbul.
The counteroffensive in Ukraine entering its 2nd month. Where do things stand on the ground?
Difficult to say, because Ukraine's not giving all the information it could do. It's sort of informed the Russians of what it's doing, but it's saying that it's difficult, but they are advancing. We've had 2 statements this week from Volodymyr Zelensky. First one saying that it was more difficult than originally thought, but Ukraine was advancing, which is better than the Russians who were pulling back. But he said he regretted that the counteroffensive didn't start sooner, because that would have caught Vladimir Putin off foot, and maybe the advance would have been more easy, but unfortunately now it's too late.
All right, Philip, thank you very much. Philip Turle, France 24's international editor.